What is programming language? Programming. A program is a set of instructions that tell the computer to do various things. Sometimes the instruction it has to perform depends on what happened when it performed a previous instruction. This section gives an overview of the two main ways in which you can give these instructions, or commands as they are usually called. One way uses an interpreter, the other a compiler. Interpreters. With an interpreter, the language comes as an environment, where you type in commands at a prompt and the environment executes them for you. For more complicated programs, you can type the commands into a file and get the interpreter to load the file and execute the commands in it. The advantage of this is that you can see the results of your commands immediately, and mistakes can be corrected readily. The biggest disadvantage comes when you want to share your programs with someone. They must have the same interpreter, or you must have some way of giving it to them, and they need to understand how to use it. Also, users may not appreciate being thrown into a debugger if they press the wrong key. From a performance point of view, interpreters can use up a lot of memory, and generally do not generate code as efficiently as compilers. In my opinion, interpreted languages are the best way to start if you have not done any programming before. This kind of environment is typically found with languages like Lisp, Smalltalk, Perl, and BASIC. It could also be argued that the Unix registered shell, CSH, is itself an interpreter, and many people do in fact write shell scripts to help with various housekeeping tasks on their machine. Indeed, part of the original Unix registered philosophy was to provide lots of small utility programs that could be linked together in shell scripts to perform useful tasks. Compilers. Compilers are rather different. First of all, you write your code in a file, or files, using an editor. You then run the compiler and see if it accepts your program. If it did not compile, grit your teeth and go back to the editor. If it did compile and gave you a program, you can run it either at a shell command prompt or in a debugger to see if it works properly. Obviously, this is not quite as direct as using an interpreter. However, it allows you to do a lot of things which are very difficult or even impossible with an interpreter, such as writing code which interacts closely with the operating system, or even writing your own operating system. It is also useful if you need to write very efficient code. Moreover, distributing a program written for a compiler is usually more straightforward than one written for an interpreter. You can just give them a copy of the executable, assuming they have the same operating system as you.